Hey friends. Today, we'll talk about a guy who pedals his bike, making a small generator work. Lights flash, but stop, and it's instant darkness. This light shone like a personal sun, inspiring William to save his village. So, he sneaks into school and finds his teacher while everyone else is. He asked the teacher curiously about bike light secret, and the teacher replied it's powered by magnets. But just knowing that didn't cut it, he craved more knowledge. The teacher, seeing his eager eyes, suggested hitting the library for clues. There was a problem. William had no card and couldn't enter. So, he cleverly threatened the teacher with his sister's trick. Success. Finally, he walked into the library of his dreams, while the teacher told a little fib about doing a science project together. But as he tried to study by the sunny window, the librarian swooped into foiling his crafty plans, telling him to come clean. The librarian totally caught onto William's shifty eyes, but he just couldn't say no to a kid with that much passion for learning. He let him hide away instead. The librarian told William to hide and learn fast, fearing the principal's inspection. Here, he found the rarest book. Titled Superutilization of Wind Power, the book not only imparted knowledge but became his lifesaver, inspiring him to turn sandstorms into treasure. After that, he was hooked, visiting the library daily, sparring ideas with the librarian, but completing all this felt like climbing Mount Everest. On the teacher's advice, he sneaked into classrooms to learn about generators. He knew knowledge could change his poor fate. But on that day, the teacher was absent, the principal substituted, and spotted William reading in the back row. The principal accused him of being a knowledge thief, and William pleaded like he was begging for a pizza to go. But the principal was like, no, his only concern was whether his wallet was fat enough. Dejected, William left school. The principal scolded him severely. Then the librarian interjected, he's not idling, he just wants to escape hardship. At home, they had less than 300 coins left for the entire year. Destiny loved to play pranks on him. No matter how they budget, it's only enough for 2 months, with replanting a year away. An atmosphere of unease constantly filled the room, and Mom was worried they wouldn't survive until next year. In a crisis move, Dad ripped off the metal roof and put on a thatch one, taking him to town to trade for food. But alas, they were told the government didn't recognize the food crisis, meaning the villagers were heading for some serious Hunger Games. Merchants had families to feed too, and food prices skyrocketed. Dad couldn't take it anymore and decided to rally the troops for a protest. He thought if he pressured the government, they'd act on the food crisis, but Mom wanted him to chill and stay out of trouble. He knew rebellion was his own. The family waited anxiously together. See, the anticipation was thick. Just after Dad left, the government suddenly dispatched 2 grain trucks to the village, and William realized this was the last batch of emergency food. He quickly snatched some cash from Mom and pedaled over. Her worried gaze said it all. Seafood was everything to them. Crisis escalated, and Dad saw the chaos unfolding. He knew his family was in danger and hurried back. On the way, he encountered a peculiar robber claiming, "No weapons here." See, all he wanted was the rice jar from a girl. Meanwhile, William was nowhere to be found, leaving 2 defenseless women at home. Anne fought back, but still lost the battle. On another side, Beast raided the granary. Mom sat despairingly, powerless. Dad returned in a daze, feeling guilty but helpless. Seeing calamity, nobody cared about anyone else's life. William stepped outside, and people were chaotic, no lines to form. The idea of buying food felt like a fantasy. He parked his bike behind the granary and sneaked over to check the big metal door. Turns out, that plan was a flop. So, he used his short stature to sneak in, leaving others out. After much effort, he got 30 pounds of food, but the wild crowd outside ruined his plan. He plopped on the ground, guarding his precious food like it was a gold bar, waiting for the right moment to escape safely. He waited nearly all afternoon, but the noises outside grew louder, leaving him no choice but to find his own way out. Suddenly, he remembered that gaping hole in the door. A couple of random uncles pitched in to help him clear the debris. After struggling, they opened the gap and he returned home. His parents stared, dumbfounded, at the remaining cash and rice. In this predicament, they could only feast once a day, and Anne was quick to rush out, blaming Dad for protesting. She fumed, "If you hadn't protested, we wouldn't have lost the food." Mom, livid, slapped her right back. Dad, overhearing their argument, felt heartbroken. He turned that pain into motivation, working tirelessly in the fields, setting bucket. At meals, he always gave the best to his family, eating only leftovers. William sat under the sunset, knowing the wind turbine project must be prioritized. At night, he sought out Anne, asking her to borrow the teacher's generator. He could fix the water pump, he just needed that generator. With that, he could power up a battery for the entire village, finally making his dreams come true. Just that generator, and he could create a pump. Anne locking eyes with her determined brother. After a pause, her gaze turned resolute. But the next morning, Mom broke down in tears. Dad, for the first time, shed tears of regret, wishing he hadn't left home that day so their family could have lived happily. In her letter, Sis wrote, "I'm leaving this barren place with the teacher. There's now one less mouth to feed." Finally, his parents took William to the principal, who lost his usual sternness due to the teacher's blunder. Subtitles: if you really enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.